say bye-bye. If you really don't get it, everybody try and hit it. Ain't real love, why try? And when she ride with a nigga and she side with a nigga, have a feeling like a drop.
Salute everybody. Is the manosphere really about women? Okay. Darwynn McPherson debates Red Pill on Sharon Bracey. Now, does the manosphere push for men to really get women? Or is it, this is Sharon Bracey's words, but I had to look at it and say, wait a minute. Is it pushing men, or at least some of these men, to be lovers of men? I don't know, bro. I had a conversation the other day. I was talking to Obsidian. He's the person that's like the archetype of the whole damn thing, right? The ideology, at least. Okay. One guy came on the panel and he said, I'm an advocate. The guy name was Brutal Reviews. Maybe you know him. That's the first day I met him. I'm not against nobody, especially nobody that's looking like that. Personally, I come from a hood in the streets where that's all we know. And that we already know. Okay, cool. But he said he was an advocate. And I was like, all right, cool, son, you an advocate. All right, cool. So what have you learned since adopting these ideologies that we could say something has shifted, something has changed for you? Do you know what his answer was? He didn't have an answer. He talked about his own mind and what it did for his own brain. I spoke to another person and another person and another person. And it seems like I'm getting the same answer, which is no answer.
Oh, no, you can't be serious. That is some bullshit right there.
Which is no answer. You can't tell me how adopting these ideologies can help you to get a woman and how it's changed how women are interacting with you. You can't tell me that. Y'all could tell me about statistics. You could tell me what it looked like on black and white on paper. You could talk to me about some semen retention, some holding back your semen pause, and all types of shit like that. You're talking about a woman want a tall man and she want this and she want that. I think a woman want a real nigga. You're tall, you're short, I don't know. I think she want a nigga that's real. He might have been a short nigga, might have been a midget. The nigga was real. I don't know. But you can't learn that from paper. And you're never going to be able to learn that from black and white. You're going to have to get out in the world, live life, make incorrections, make mistakes, and learn that. But the last time I checked, and look at me, and I'm telling you right now, I've never had a problem with getting or obtaining a woman. Now, keeping a woman is something else. That's something that I'll talk to you about later. But I'm telling you, never had a problem. Never. But you know what I've learned from meeting women and getting women? Is that ain't no nigga gonna tell me how to get no woman. You gonna learn how to get a woman from a woman. That's why back in the days, they sent you to the madam who had the women and all of that, and they schooled you into the art of love. Ain't no nigga gonna tell you. I could tell you what works for me. Just because something works for me, that don't mean it's gonna work for you. Is it? What I see is that this is a recycling bin. This is a grift. The whole shit is a grift. So I'm against the whole thing. This is personally. Yes, some of the points can be made are right. And yes, they're true. Yes. Yes. I believe what it probably came from, pause, started from, maybe was real and maybe was about brothers and obtaining their children and different things like that we could see that are social injustices, and we can get that. Okay. But this thing has spawned into something else now. This thing has spawned. Obsidian being one of the, not one of the archetype of the ideology, says that he doesn't care about the people that we're meeting online every day. Everybody has come from, pause, from that way of thinking, right? They have. They've come from that. Yet he says that these people are in the dark recesses of YouTube. And these people, and I asked him a question. I said, okay, Obsidian, how would we identify these people if we ever seen them? How would we identify them, bro? Tell me. Right? Tell me. He said, you know how you would know? Because when you look behind them, you won't see a fireplace behind there. I could put a fireplace on this screen. What the fuck that mean? Tell me.
Oh no, you can't be serious. That's some bullshit right there.
Does that make me real? Does that mean I know something about life, you, women, anybody? That don't mean shit. Anybody can look a part, play a part, especially if they studying some goddamn talking points, because it seems like everybody that want to say something about this shit only talking about talking points. Straight. I challenge any of you niggas to be around me with some women in the room, nigga, and see which bitch gonna fuck with you over me. Show me that shit, nigga. No talking point at all. No black and whites, no nothing. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about, nigga. And we both got money. So now what? And I'm not even leading with none of that. Straight. So what is it really about? I think that these men are pushing the youth in the wrong way. Straight. Obsidian being one of them. The angry man being two. I'm him too. O'Shea Jackson, he's a part of the whole thing too. Whoever you said was a part of the Manosphere before, it was a guy named Man of Tomorrow. I've also tagged him in this video as well. He was telling me about the other people, and I could get it that other people are part of the construct and help create this thing way before this thing was a thing. And maybe they not be credited. So when I listened to Man of Tomorrow, when he was saying, I was listening to what he was saying because he was saying some historical stuff about the Manosphere, because I'm here to learn as well, right? So I'm not just here to attack stuff, right? But at the same time, this thing has become something else now. Okay? This thing has become something else now. Okay? I've seen a couple of videos from O'Shea Duke Jackson, and I've seen him speaking against Obsidian. I've seen him speaking about specifically about a few points, especially about that book that he got in his hand, that Saint Kevin Samuel's book. And how Kevin never liked him after a certain point. At least Angry Man, they ain't like each other. But then he was on his channel, Angry Man, like he pushing the book and all type of vibes. And I don't know. O'Shea Duke Jackson made me look at it a little bit different. I started to say, yeah, this kind of looks a little shaky. It really, really does. While I was on the channel, some people ended up giving him some pushback on it and saying, did the family back the book? That's the big question. Is Kevin Samuel's family or estate receiving some proceeds from said book? That's a big thing. I know business is people's own business, and I can only imagine that they should be or would be receiving some proceeds from the book. But the first book popped because Kevin Samuels gave the book a shout out. He did a second book and Kevin did not push it. There's a lot of things that's in question when it comes to all of that shit, bro. But for me, what I take the most is for a person that created the construct, the thought, the thinking, and the ideology to say that he don't give a fuck about the people who have adopted it. And those people are just in the dark recesses of YouTube or the dark corners, and you don't care about any of these people. Yet these are the people that we pushing out into the world, not just into YouTube. This kind of thinking is what we pushing out there. So now it's all about memberships and fees, and now it's really about whoever goes to the man clave. Now it's all about the man clave. Out of all the years of this thing existing, Obsidian says it's only produced 5 marriages. Shout out to you, but goddamn. I would have think it produced more marriages than. I'm just saying. That's just my own thoughts. Some of them, at least. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think niggas need to get outside and touch grass. Okay? A lot of people that's talking to you about women and shit like that never got a woman, and if they did or they do or whatever the case may be, she ain't nothing that you want to see. She ain't nothing that you want to see, son. Real shit. She's not nothing that you want to see. That's me live at the trial, Diddy trial. You already know. Make sure you go check. It's funny. Fuck the trial. When I'm out there, shit was funny. Period. I'm not in the case. The fuck I'm acting like I'm on trial for. Them niggas too serious. And now Obsidian is making a tour and he's making a run again. But Obsidian, an angry man. O'Shea Drew Jackson went against you, so I'm gonna let him off at least a little bit of right now. He don't have nothing to do with this person. But anybody that's pushing that think that there's a difference between a manosphere and a manosphere, or there is two worlds, because this is what people are telling me. You keep and multiple people are saying that. Then what are you doing to make sure that other world don't exist? To show people that there is a difference between whatever you deem to be some real way of thinking or some real ideology and whatever else this shit has spawned to be today now. Because all I see is a bunch of men that's trying to step on women to get or be whatever they need to be. I don't know what it's about. I don't know. Because I think you can make a lot of points without having to do that. So is the manosphere helping men or is it hurting men? And is the manosphere hurting women or is it helping women? Because the whole thing is to help men understand that, right? But what is it about? Women are being brutalized based upon some of the ideology and the thinking, and that's fucked up. Women are being brutalized physically, emotionally, or mentally based on these sets of thinkings. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, bro? This is real. And then we wonder why this shit is fucked up. It's because of this, bro. It's because of shit like this. I do want to get into a conversation. It's just me just talking, but and now I'm going to clip that part out of this stream. But I do want to get into a conversation with Darwynn McPherson, Sharon Bracey, and I was on the channel as well. And him being a person that came from the manosphere, you know, or he's in there because he's there. You know what I'm saying? And he's from there and he's there. So I'm not saying that he's not. But I've also seen people giving him pushback and people had things to say about his past and his past content and the lines that he was pushing maybe initially. But when I was there in this conversation, so when I was listening to him talk, you know, he spoke about a shift. He spoke about something that he's seen, not only within the manosphere, but outside of this, you know what I'm saying? And I just want to listen to this conversation because everybody's going to have their own side on it, but at least he was able to come there and chill. You know what I'm saying? So that other people, even people came to attack him, whatever. So we could have conversations with people, even Obsidian popping out for the smoke. Shout out to that though, because he's been outside for the smoke. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? So salute to him for that, because a lot of people don't want to come outside. But when a nigga can't tell me how something helped you and it didn't get you to get no women, but you want to sit here talking, and then you're going to be on panels only talking, because these conversations ain't really happening on the real world, right? Some real YouTube shit. So know what I mean? So you're going to sit here and talk, right? And who you really talking to, man? Women ain't trying to hear that dumb shit. So who's you talking to? Who? Last time I thought or remembered, women like action, homie. So you ain't even got to say too much. Straight. How you moving is how she gonna move on your energy. And that's just point blank, period, nigga. So if you want some ducker, sucker, ducker shit, then you gonna be a sucker, ducker, nigga. Let's just keep it real. I get it. Some people need the help. Some people need the assistance, right? Some men don't, a lot of men, not some men, a lot of men don't have father figures. They don't have men in their lives. So I can see how addictive the ideologies could be, or just you could watch one video and get kind of caught into it. You know what I'm saying? I can't, you know what I mean? Especially if you don't have a figure in your life to tell you like, look, man, this is what women like, or this is how you should interact with a woman. this is how you get this or do this. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have that, I understand that, but that's where the grift comes in. And I really don't think that the manosphere is really about helping men. I think it's about certain men helping themselves to money. That's what I think the manosphere is about, period, in a nutshell. Whether it started from something or not, that's neither here nor there. I think that this shit has mutated to something else. Okay? And anybody who helped to start this shit need to be putting their hand in to help to stop the wrong things about something. Because the same people will come on and tell you about God like an angry man want to debate. Don't debate us about shit, angry man. Get out of here. We don't want to hear it, sir. Don't want to hear it. No, sir. Don't want to hear it. No. Talk to me about God. Don't talk to me about nothing. The fuck are you on there debating about, angry man? Not a goddamn soul. Because you want to run and hide from the shit that you helped create and the shit that you helped push to line your motherfucking pockets. So let's keep this shit a whole motherfucking 1,000. And one thing I took from this stream, which I'm going to play from Darwynn McPherson and Sharon Bracey on Sharon's channel. He said, I came to YouTube with my bag. So that's how come I could be whatever I was thinking. And this is how come I'm making this shift. And it was easier for me to make this shift. Well, guess what? I ain't got this shift, nigga. But I ain't come here begging you motherfuckers for nothing. On Jesus Sandals. So we don't want to hear no debating from angry men about nothing else, nigga. We want to hear about these fucking incels and all this other shit that's going on that y'all help to push the fuck out here. Because O'Shea Jackson talking against your ass and his ass. I done seen 2 videos on that shit. What are y'all doing to help that? And if y'all not doing Obsidian too, he already told me he's not doing shit. So he'd already canceled himself out. And he's the one that created the construct. But you think the white man who you talking about who created the fucking construct don't give a fuck who's in the construct and all that shit? That nigga makes sure everybody's in the construct. He gives a fuck. Don't think he don't give a fuck. So why Obsidian, these motherfuckers don't give a fuck? And why motherfuckers running off like they don't remember that this is the shit they use to line their pockets? O'Shea Jackson too. He's not excluded. He's not excluded. But the way we stop them is by getting rid of the top. We take the neck off the cobra. We take the neck off the cobra and everything else gonna see it. Or we will expose the head of the cobra. Period, point blank. And that's what's going on. Ain't no friendships, man. Okay? It's about helping younger people. And if you look like this, then it's all about helping younger women and men that look like that. If you old, you gray, you got a fucking Santa Claus beard and all this shit, then guess what, nigga? It ain't your time no more. That's all God has showed you. It's not your time no more, and it ain't mine's. Straight. I want to hear what them niggas is doing to change that. That's why I only asked Obsidian the questions I asked him. Okay? I'm not here to argue with nobody. I'm from where niggas argue and complete the fucking things that they arguing about. Fuck that shit. That shit ain't helping nobody. So I'm not here to argue with niggas. Okay? But I didn't create the Bible. You didn't create the spiritual belief you believe in. And you not perfect right now. And I'm not perfect, right? But if you've seen somebody that believe in what you believe in and they was going wrong, you might say something to them and say, yo, man, maybe that's not the right way you going about it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm not perfect, so who's me to say it? But yo, you know what I mean? Maybe you could do it like that or look at it like that, right? You might be inclined to do that. You ain't even perfect. You ain't no preacher, no pastor, but you might do that. Obsidian said, fuck that. And he's the creator of the construct, so he's God to them. And God don't give a fuck. God has called you a reject, a bum ass nigga who living with your mother, nigga. If you ain't got a fucking screen like this behind me, nigga, you ain't shit, nigga. If you ain't got a fucking clothes like this, then you not nothing, nigga. When you go to the fucking flea market and find a fucking jacket like this and put this shit on and faked it to make it, like many motherfuckers did, especially after Kevin Samuels passed away. You watch everybody try to put on a goddamn suit coat and overcoat or some shit and be the role, nigga. But you niggas is corny, and we know you not that. We didn't see that happen. We didn't watch that. We didn't watch that. We're going to get into this. This is what we're going to get into. I'm going to look at the chat. I ain't going to look at there yet. I'll be in my own mind first. I will be dropping links and all that. So, especially if you're talking in the chat, then you can most definitely hit the panel and speak your mind. All right? No smoke being ducked. Straight.
Talking about Twilight.
I'm talking to a
talking about beer.
I don't understand.
Hello, Bruce. So let me ask you this question. The lady made this statement. I want you to comment on this. She said, inside the red pill, they're giving examples of what men want men to be and not what women want men to be. What do you think about that statement?